What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and you are watching the biggest nootropics channel on the web. Check us out on the web at livecortex.com/blog, because a lot of folks are looking for information, and we just basically built the largest reservoir of video content around nootropics on the web. If you go to the footer, search any nootropic compound there is, whether Noopept, some of the Affinils, Racetams, choline sources, and hit enter, it'll render all of our videos on that topic as blog posts at livecortex.com/blog. Like us on Facebook, please. Facebook.com/CortexStacks. There we put a lot of specials out. Some of the specials we don't even put out here. So if you want specials on product, like us on Facebook. A couple powerful products support this broadcast. Here they are.
Elite level nootropic
Number
products.
one, we have a stack. It is called Cortex. It is an exceptionally strong nootropic stack in the eyes of our users. I mean, we have folks ranging from 71-year-old women that got mercury poisoning and that want brain performance, that take the supplement, and it helps to rebuild their brain. It helps to give them focus, motivation, and verbal fluency again. To corporate executives that need 18 hours or 16 hours of productivity throughout the day, and they just have a giant to-do list and need a stack to help them to do that. The Cortex stack right now, powerful pre-made stack, $28. Use the coupon code 5, F-I-V-E, at livecortex.com. If you need my help personally, we've got two consulting services. One is a 40-minute call with me. It's a very introductory consulting service. We can help you figure out stacks that work well for you. Get that at livecortex.com. The other is for 0.1% of you. It's for executives, business people, folks that really need a longer-term nootropics and brain performance consulting. It's a 6-month consult with me. In some cases, I travel to you to do the initial consult. It's many, many Skype calls. It's us building nootropic stacks for you and then shipping them to you. That's a $5,000 package, again, for 0.1% of you. Get that at livecortex.com. If you're new to nootropics, we wrote a book for you. It's called Smarter, Better, Faster. It teaches you everything, and it's digital, so you can download it and start reading it and get stacks from it. And if you want to take that to the next level, we have a product called the Nootropics Starter Pack, which gets you Smarter, Better, Faster, our digital book, plus a bottle of Cortex and a package deal. Get all that stuff at livecortex.com. All right, so major point I want to make that I've realized recently through going back in the research, and one of the things that I like to do is kind of constantly do research on nootropics to bring forth new information in the community, because I think, the best part, the most fulfilling part about this whole thing for me is, look, I'm really into this stuff. I love reading about it. I love taking nootropics. I love having my brain go from 75% to 150%. But what's also really cool about it is the utility that my advice can give to people, and the utility that nootropics can give to people, particularly in crappy situations, right? If you're having a long-term memory formation problem and you're having trouble referencing information from your long-term memory, and you start to take a nootropic stack and you get on a routine and it starts to help, nothing makes me more happy than people saying, dude, I've been taking the stack for a while, I took your suggestions, and now this area of my life is improved. And I want to talk a little bit about Pramiracetam in that regard. I mean, typically we think of Pramiracetam as a stimulant racetam, because it is. It's a lot more potent than regular paracetam. The dose range is 50 to 150 milligrams. Some people can tolerate a little higher doses, but I wouldn't really suggest it. Take it with a choline source and you get memory, you get focus, you get verbal fluency, kind of the brain turns on. But one of the interesting things that folks don't really talk about often enough is its comparability to Racetam, which is a high affinity choline uptake facilitating racetam, meaning the synthesis of acetylcholine inside of cells gets enhanced by this fostering of uptake of choline into neurons and then into the synthesis of acetylcholine. And one of the interesting things that I guess I've really overlooked, and a lot of folks tend to overlook, is that Pramiracetam is demonstrated in studies to actually help long-term memory formation, but doesn't have particularly significant effects, at least, on working memory function, like Aniracetam and Oxiracetam do. Now, this is a little technical for those of you folks, but bear with me. Aniracetam and Oxiracetam force the brain to release acetylcholine in the hippocampus. Now, the hippocampus is long-term, short-term, but it facilitates working memory in that regard. There isn't, on the other hand, with Pramiracetam, much significant activity after acute doses in the hippocampus. And this has been, rats had their hippocampuses slit open and they figured that out. And I think there's some studies on humans with Pramiracetam in that regard as well. But I'd like to read kind of just something really quick for you that demonstrates that, and then enforce the point that if you're working on long-term memory, then not just lion's mane mushroom and or Noopept, which fosters nerve growth factor, which will foster long-term memory, are your options. Think about Pramiracetam too. So if you're running that problem, think about Pramiracetam in 50 to 150 milligram doses. Here's kind of the big thing. Step-down avoidance has also noted improvement with oral Pramiracetam in mice taking 1 to 2 hours prior to the trial. Okay, that's a little irrelevant. But administration of Pramiracetam at 7.5 to 15 milligrams per kilogram to rats over 7 weeks of training in a 16-arm radial maze task, just a maze task for rats, was able to improve reference memory, which is basically long-term memory, without an apparent effect on working memory. While 15 milligrams per kilogram tended to be more effective than 7.5 milligrams per kilogram, the difference did not appear to be significant. And there, this is examine.com, which is super comprehensive, literature on nootropics, linked to studies. I mean, nobody could do it better. Like, for a while, we wanted to link studies and all our stuff. Like, just go to examine.com, we're videos and all this other stuff, and we kind of use a lot of this information. Major point. Pramiracetam has been confirmed to facilitate long-term memory formation, although no apparent effect on working memory persists. So there might be a mild working memory effect, but nothing working memory-wise persists, but long-term does. There is efficacy in research and research animals following acute usage of Pramiracetam prior to cognitive testing. So if you're somebody who's focused on that, I'm focused on that. I'm focused on long-term memory formation. It's always been pretty good for me. But taking lion's mane, I take it a couple times a week at 500 milligrams. I definitely have noticed, like, at random times, I'll remember stuff from when I was a kid and just stuff I haven't thought about for 30 years, right? Like, it really does work that way. Same thing with Noopept, and oddly, same thing with PRL 853. But one of the things I'm going to start experimenting with, and you should too, if working memory or rather reference memory or long-term memory is your target, is bringing Pramiracetam in, maybe taking it 3 or 4 days out of the week and then cycling off the other 3 or 4 days, and then doing that for a month and a half and actually seeing if your reference memory or long-term memory improves. Okay? Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Ryan at livecortex.com. If you have questions, I'd love to answer them on the air. Remember the specials on stuff. Right now, the Cortex stack is $28. Pretty cheap for it's being called the only pre-made stack that works. Like, if you're thinking about buying it, just buy a bottle. You can call us at this number. You can talk to me anytime you want. Most of the time I even answer the phone. If not, it's our clerk, Miranda, and she's super awesome too and knows a lot about nootropics. And buy a bottle of Cortex at livecortex.com using the coupon code 5. If you need my help personally, we have a consulting service. It's a 40-minute call with me. It's a one-time thing. You can get that at livecortex.com. If you're an executive, a business person, an entrepreneur, you need hardcore work over the course of the next 6 months for fatigue, for brain performance, nootropics. We have a consulting service that we formulate stacks for you and ship them to you, and then work with you on an ongoing basis for 6 months to fully optimize your brain to double productivity or whatever it is you want. That's a $5,000 package. Again, 0.1% of you that's for, but if that's you, get that at livecortex.com or call me and let's talk about it. 2 products if you're new: the Nootropics Starter Pack, digital book, teaches you everything, plus a bottle of Cortex, or just Smarter, Better, Faster, which is our digital book that teaches you everything. All right, thanks so much for watching, everybody. More podcasts coming soon. Look out for those. We'll talk to you next time.
My name is Ryan Michael Ballo. For 6 years, my sole mission has been to improve the performance of my brain. This is why I created Cortex. My mission was to build a nootropic stack that gave me extreme focus, powerful motivation, and a heightened cognitive state. And after years of experimentation and a comprehensive beta testing protocol, and putting together the most powerful nootropic compounds on the planet, I found what I was looking for.